Donald Trump has gotten a lot of criticism from our show, primarily, I think, but from a lot of quarters that he doesn't fundamentally know the facts about health insurance. I was just saying that. But a lot of people think that that's not just, hey, it's sad that our president doesn't know the details of one of the most important things that needs to be done, a problem that needs to be solved in America, but also that it's actually hurting his party's chance of passing some sort of alternate plan. And so he can't talk about what's in the Senate bill because he doesn't seem to understand it. If you were to give him a couple of terms, he wouldn't remember them because they're not attached to any concepts in his brain. And I think that that's why they tried to prepare him a little bit for this meeting. And so J.R. Jackson went through and compiled some of the things that he referenced about the plan. Now he is actually talking in specifics about it, but I want you to watch this video because I want you to look at the way that he talked about those specifics. You'll see that here.
We never sell our plan. If we're weak on anything, it's on letting people know how good it was. So we wrote down these few things. Repeals the individual mandate. Repeals job-killing employer mandate. Will substantially lower premiums. Your premiums will be down 60 and 70%. People don't know that. Repeals burdensome taxes, big. Also provides for expanded coverage options. Will stabilize insurance markets. Will protect pre-existing condition coverage. You can have better pre-existing than they had in their plan. Will allow the use of pre-tax dollars to pay premiums. Will devote substantial resources to fight opioid and other substance abuse. Will provide better coverage for low-income Americans. Puts Medicaid on a sustainable path, which it's not on right now. Reforms major entitlements, now a principal driver of the $20 trillion debt that we have.
So look, we can pick apart the various lies that were implicit in that, the 60 to 70% premium drops and all that. It's absolute BS. But he had some, so JR printed up his talking points because that's what he was given. They knew that he wouldn't be able to go to that meeting and talk about the bill with authority, with actual knowledge. And so they did what you should do for politicians. I'm not even knocking the aides. They printed up things for him to sort of extemporaneously refer to and, oh yeah, okay, let me talk about the taxes. But instead, this knucklehead just reads the literal words in a bullet point list out because they don't mean anything to him. And you saw, you couldn't see Anna's reaction, but when he was talking about the pre-existing conditions, he said you'll have better pre-existing than you have now, because he has no idea what that actually means. He doesn't know why people talk about pre-existing conditions or how historically they made it harder for you to get health insurance and how we're worried about that coming back. To him, the word pre-existing just means something. And so he just throws it out there as a buzzword.
Well, we're gonna have
because
better
this means nothing to him.
Right, and it's interesting because we already know based on polling that his base has remained very loyal to him. But I'm curious what his base, if you just sit down and have a polite conversation with them, a civil discussion, and bring up the fact that he just said, it repeals the employer mandate. That essentially means that if you are a company that employs a certain number of people under the Affordable Care Act, you are required to provide health insurance, right? So he just bragged about how the replacement plan would do away with that. So your employer doesn't have to provide you that benefit. Is that something that his base is in favor of?
Maybe some people value their company's bottom line more than their family's health.
I mean, I certainly think that they have been disinformed to the point that they unfortunately vote in favor of things like that without realizing how much that it would actually negatively affect them. But again, I mean, he just bragged about, yeah, your employer doesn't have to provide this benefit that would save your life.
Yeah. Watch the Young Turks commercial free, download it or stream it, watch it any way you like at tytnetwork.com/join.